Assalamu alaikum. My name is Ahmed, and on stepforward.com now we will look into how one information stored in one page can be passed from that page to the other page. Up till now what we have done is that we have concentrated on variable scopes. What is the scope of a variable and how it can be accessible in one function and the other, and how we can use multiple scripts in the same file using include and require. But in real life programs this is not the case. So first of all, let's go to our Firefox browser and our notepad. gedit. Okay, so the scenario is that I have information on this page available, and let's say that I have, or for instance I have date, and the date is, I can say for instance today is this is the date I have, and let's echo it so that we don't run into any formatting errors. Okay, this is the date we have right now. So what I want is that the user when visited this site, okay, so what was the time that when he visited this site. So I'm storing it in date, and I need to pass this time to the other page so that I can calculate how much time he has spent on this website, on our site. Okay, so let's say that I can first visit at, and this should work fine. Okay, first visit this, and let's give it some emphasis. Okay, so first visit is at 19 February, and more like it. Okay, now I need to pass this information to the other page. How is it possible? So in the simplest terms, we can embed this part of this information that we have. This is the useful part, and we can send it to the other page. Other page will have, for instance, we will be having an anchor tag naturally. For another page, of course we will have a proper menu and everything, but for instance I can say that for the second page, we have this, and we can give a BR to this. Okay, go to second page. Let's zoom it out a bit, and when I click over here, what I want that this time should be sent over there, and it should calculate the difference from this time to that time, current time, and show me how many seconds or how many minutes I have spent on this site. So let's create the second page. Open it up again in text editor. In order to spare some time, let's copy paste this part, and let's comment it out, remove it, or let's comment it out. I wasn't sure about my mind, so let's comment it out now. Okay, so first visit was on this time. On the next page, I don't want to recalculate the time. I just want the previous page time to be presented over here. So how is it possible? In advanced mode, this can have many other ways. So in the basic form, let's first understand how information can be passed. There are two essential ways, or basically a single way if we are not using forms. So this is the URL, and this is basically the site. This is the page of the site. URLs with if we want to pass information in a URL, this is very simple. We can give a question mark. Question mark stands for the start of data now, or the start of variables, and each variable name is basically given with its value. Okay, and we can get this information. If I visit this page, press enter, I have visited this page. So I have also passed this information to this page. How can I get that information? Yes, well, for that all we need to do is we need to make use of the built-in get array, and let's print the values. Again, this is just like global's array. This is an array which I never need to declare. It's already present there. The only difference is that if no information no data is provided in the URL, then this array is empty by default. Otherwise, this array will be filled. So let's print it out, and as usual, for better readability, let's give it a pre-formatted tag, and we can also give a few BRs over here. Okay, now first of all, let's skip this part and press enter. You see, this is an array and it is empty. This array is linked to the URL. Any data present in the URL will automatically be filled by PHP to this array. Now let's give that data and I'll press enter. And yes, now this array has one variable of name num and value of 100, and this basically get array is an associative array. This is the name of the variable. We got it over here in this as an index, and the value is present over here. What about I need to send more information? I can delimit it using the AND sign. Num1 is equal to 101. Press enter. See, now I have two variables in this page. So if you got this idea, and of course I believe you can now guess that how we can retrieve it. So we can retrieve it very easily using this. The name of the associative array index num, save it, get rid of it, refresh it. So 100 is retrieved. Now if we got this idea, then it's very easy to explain further. All we need to do now is that we need to append the date over here. For instance, I'm giving a value to date is 100, just to explain it. On the next page, the same thing I need to do over here. That for the time being, let's comment it out, and I'll do echo, and I sent date, just to double check. Date was sent, and we should get a value of 100 on the second page. Refresh it. Now yes, you can see down when I hover over this link, you will see the full address over here. You see, we have a date equal to 100. Now let me click over here. The variable is passed through this URL, and we are getting the value 100. Good. Now the only thing is that we don't need 100, or we don't need to hard code this value. We need to get this value. So it's again simple. This is normal HTML, so we will need to add another PHP tag over here, just an inline kind of a tag. And what I can do now is that I can simply echo the date. Sounds very simple. Go back. Okay, go back, refresh the page. Now we don't need this. Refresh the page. Let me hover over it and look at the bottom, 19th February 2011, and the time and everything, just like this. Click it over here. It has been provided with the spaces, and I can get this value now from on the next page, that is second page. One problem is this, that right now we are using spaces, we are allowing spaces, and as you know that this is not a good practice when using it in web browsers, that URL should not have spaces, like just like websites don't have any spaces. So we need to do something about it. We have a variable named a function named URL encode in PHP. What this function will do is it will look for the characters which need to be encoded into something else, like the space in our case. Save it, go back, refresh it, and now you can see at the bottom the spaces have been replaced by a plus sign. This is very natural. If I click over here, yes, we are getting the required value. Plus, you can notice that plus sign for space, then plus sign. What is this? This is 20, and what about this value? Basically this is the encoded value for the colon sign, %3a. Similarly, you can see that %3a is also present over here, and then the time. So this is a safe context, and on retrieval, although it is giving us the right value, but still it's best to URL decode it, the opposite of URL encode. Go back over here, refresh it, and yes, things are working fine as expected. So again, values are sent and values are received. This was a simple example, but what if, just for making you understand, if I have this value, what would it mean? The URL, the HTML parser or the browser parser might be confused with this symbol. This is the start of another variable. So if I go back, refresh it, you see we have this sign. If I hover over it, you can see the URL down over there, and when I click over here, you can see that it has also been encoded into %26. So this is a safe way of sending values from one page to another page. Okay, and we also have a function named HTML, or let's not change this part. Let's just echo it over here. It is HTML, a function name, special characters. Now what this function is doing is that it will replace the special characters with safe values. We're echoing it in the first page. Refresh it. So this is just replacement of the special character. But what if we have, this is the text. Go back, refresh. So you see that it is safely using these values. It will make sure that this is not treated as a tag. Or for instance, go back, refresh. You see what's going on. Without using this function, when I printed it over here, it is displaying me the tag. But if I use the HTML special characters function, now it is displaying it as it is. How is it possible? Right click over here, view the source, and you can see that basically we're not seeing this symbol in the source code. It is the safe HTML entity, the safe HTML entity. These are two functions that are very helpful. No need for this now. Hopefully you understood everything. Save it. For example, we are here on the next page, and if you can refer back to that video on date and time, you can easily get the current time on this page, subtract the values, and it will give you the result in seconds, and then you can display the result in minutes. This video hopefully got you through how to send data from one page to another.